Okay, students. So last class we have started ionization enthalpy. So we have completed what is ionization enthalpy and how does it varies in a period and groups. Okay, let's see once again briefly ionization enthalpy. So ionization enthalpy is, it is minimum amount of energy, right? It is a minimum amount of energy which is required to remove the electron from outermost orbit in neutral isolated gaseous atom. Take this is a neutral atom, it should be gaseous state and it is isolated, right? This is an isolated atom, it should not be combined with any other atoms or any other molecules. So therefore it should be isolated. Take it is a atom A, it is isolated and neutral, and here of course there is a nucleus and here valence shell which is having electron, right? Then now electron is revolving around the nucleus, obviously in a circular path, we know it. Then when electron is revolving around the nucleus, it is a stable electron, and if you want to remove this stable electron, we need to use energy. That is the minimum amount of energy which is required to remove the electron. It should be used to, energy is used to remove electron. So that minimum energy is called ionization energy or ionization enthalpy. So we have studied. So ionization enthalpy is always endothermic process, which is a endothermic. It means the reaction in which energy is absorbed. The chemical reaction in which energy is absorbed called endothermic. Therefore here energy is needed, energy is required, energy is absorbed. So therefore it is a endothermic process. So this is we have completed in last class. And last class we also completed ionization enthalpy is inversely proportional to atomic size. You need to remember it. So therefore ionization enthalpy IE is inversely proportional to atomic size, right? So it means smaller the atoms have larger the ionization enthalpy and larger atoms have smaller ionization enthalpy. So therefore it is inversely proportional. Now we know that what is the atomic size in a group and period. This is already we have studied. Atomic size in a group. In a group, atomic size, down the group is increases, like lithium, beryllium, boron, lithium in a group, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So these are the alkali metals. Down the group, in a group, atomic size is increases, like lithium to francium, atomic size is increases. Since atomic size is increases, ionization enthalpy must be decreases. So therefore, what is the order of ionization enthalpy in a group? So therefore, in a group, IE is decreases. You must remember, IE is decreases. It means lithium has maximum, francium has minimum. Since here francium is a radioactive element, we don't study about francium. So we study till cesium only. So therefore lithium to cesium atomic size is increases, therefore ionization enthalpy must be decreases. So this is also we have completed. Next, in a period. Then what happened ionization enthalpy in a period? To understand ionization enthalpy, we need to understand atomic size. In a period, let us take example second period, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. We know that atomic size from lithium to fluorine decreases. Atomic size is decreases from where to where? Alkali metals to halogens. From alkali metals to halogen, atomic size is decreases. So therefore obviously ionization enthalpy must be increases. Then fluorine to neon atomic size is increases, because we have studied in neon is a noble gas, we consider their van der Waals size, atomic size, van der Waals size. Okay, right. So therefore now overall from lithium in a period left to right, size is decreases. When size is decreases, then what happen? Ionization enthalpy, it must be increases, because IE is inversely proportional to atomic size. So therefore what is the order of ionization enthalpy in a period? So this is also we have studied: lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. It is increases from lithium to neon is increases, but there are two exceptions. There are two exceptions. You must remember exception. One, beryllium and boron exception, and oxygen nitrogen exception. So usually boron supposed to have more ionization enthalpy than beryllium. Boron supposed to have more ionization enthalpy compared to beryllium, but practically observed that beryllium has more ionization enthalpy than boron. Important. This is because beryllium has completely filled orbital. That is, a completely filled orbital become most stable, right? Half filled and completely filled orbitals are most stable. Therefore beryllium has completely filled s orbital, it become most stable. Similarly oxygen supposed to have more ionization enthalpy compared to nitrogen. So because left to right increases, it's supposed to have more, but practically observe that nitrogen has more ionization enthalpy compared to oxygen. What is the reason? Reason is same. The nitrogen here, it has stable half filled electronic configuration. If you write electronic configuration of nitrogen, it is having stable p3 electronic configuration. Here is stable completely filled electronic configuration. So therefore due to stable half, it is completely filled, it is half filled electronic configurations. Here beryllium and nitrogen have exceptionally more ionization enthalpies. So order is important, you must remember. Okay, so this is also completed. Now next is factors affecting on ionization enthalpy. Right on students, continue the topic, we will continue here. Factors affecting on ionization enthalpy. So which factors affecting the ionization enthalpy, and we will study in detail. It is important for even board exam also for 3 marks. Factors affecting on ionization enthalpy or energy. So which factors affect the ionization enthalpy or ionization energy? Okay. Right, first factor is atomic size. This is already we have studied just now. Atomic size. 2, nuclear charge. Nuclear charge. 3, screening effect. Screening effect, or it is also called shielding effect also. Screening effect or shielding effect. Next, fourth factor is penetrating power. Penetrating power of orbital. penetrating power of orbital, and last one, fifth one is half filled and completely filled orbitals. About this already we have studied, half filled and completely filled. Orbitals, right? So these are the 5 factors affect the ionization enthalpy, right? Let's see one by one in detail. Even in board exam they may ask for 2 marks. What is ionization enthalpy? Write any 2 factors or any 3 factors. So writing definition, what is ionization enthalpy, 1 mark, and writing just factor names. You need not explain also. You just write the factor name, atomic size, nuclear charge, any 2, 3. So 1 mark. So it is also important. Let's see in detail one by one. First one, atomic size. Right. So how does ionization enthalpy varies when atomic size changes? So this is already we have studied. Atomic size, I'll write once again, ionization enthalpy is inversely proportional to atomic size. Atomic size, it means ionization enthalpy increases when atomic size is decreases. When here ionization enthalpy decreases when atomic size increases. It means both are inversely proportional. So therefore you can write one point, smaller the atoms have larger, take down, smaller the atoms have larger the ionization enthalpy, and larger atoms have smaller ionization enthalpy, right? So therefore smaller atoms have larger ionization enthalpy and larger atoms have smaller ionization enthalpy. It means ionization enthalpy is inversely proportional to atomic size. Then we already know that in groups and period. Come on, tell me, in groups what happen? Atomic size increases. In group atomic size increases, therefore ionization enthalpy decreases. So therefore for example take fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, right? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Then what is the order of ionization enthalpy? It is decreases because atomic size is increases. Whatever the group you take, atomic size increases, therefore ionization enthalpy decreases. Okay, the same thing we have studied. Next, one more example. Take lithium. Just now we have studied lithium, beryllium, boron, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Till cesium enough. Tell me. So what happened ionization enthalpy from lithium to cesium? Obviously decreases because it is a group, right? Now when a graph is plotted between, I'll draw here, when a graph is plotted between atomic size and ionization enthalpy, I'll take ionization enthalpy on y-axis, atomic size on x-axis, right? A graph is plotted between atomic size versus ionization enthalpy. Then what is the graph? Right. Take for this is alkali metals. Okay. In inside textbook given same example for alkali metals. Come on, tell me, in alkali metal which one has least, which one highest? Right, lithium, then sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Which one has least? Cesium. Its atomic size, see, I'll write here atomic size. Atomic size, on x-axis is increases, right? Cesium has highest atomic size and least ionization enthalpy. It means somewhere here. Ionization, sorry, atomic somewhere here. Atomic size more is cesium. Next, cesium has largest size is more here, but ionization enthalpy is less. Next, rubidium atomic size is next highest, somewhere here. Okay, it's slow, you know, I is little more. ಇದಕ್ಕನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, little more. Next, potassium, it is still little more. Okay, it comes somewhere here, little more. Next, sodium, still little more, somewhere here. Next, it is highest. It means, see, lithium I is very very high. Next, sodium. Next, potassium. Next, rubidium. Right? So therefore, this is the graph of ionization enthalpy in a group. Next, similarly, ionization enthalpy in period also we have one graph, right? In a period, come on, in a period, left to right atomic size is decreases, therefore ionization enthalpy must be increases. Come on, tell me, for second period element, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Okay, take till fluorine. Neon has, okay, of course you can take neon also, still this mode, fine. Come on, tell me, order is this. So just now we have studied now. Nitrogen, right? Nitrogen, beryllium and nitrogen have exceptionally more. It means if you write proper order, lithium is less, next comes boron, next comes beryllium, right? Boron, next is beryllium. Beryllium is more than boron. Okay, so beryllium is more than boron. Next, carbon. Next, after carbon, nitrogen, but nitrogen has more than oxygen, therefore oxygen comes, next nitrogen comes, next is fluorine, next is neon. Okay, now this is the order of ionization enthalpy we called IE1. Then let us draw the graph. When graph is plotted between atomic size on x-axis and ionization enthalpy IE1 on y-axis. Okay, so here atomic size, you know, on x-axis is increases, right? Atomic size is increases. Come on, tell me, first one, which one has highest ionization enthalpy? Here is noble gas, no? Noble gas, that is neon, noble gas. Okay, so neon is a noble gas which is having highest ionization enthalpy. Okay, it is somewhere here, you can take highest, no, it's one second, its atomic size, no, we will discuss about later this. Okay, you just leave it about this, we'll discuss later. Next here, if you leave this neon, fluorine has highest. Okay, which one least is? Lithium. Lithium is least. See, lithium has low atomic size and low ionization enthalpy, right? So therefore atomic size is less, lithium, and I'll take somewhere here. Okay, atomic number, low atomic number, atomic, right? So when graph is plotted between ionization enthalpy and atomic number, take atomic number, right? So atomic number on x-axis and ionization enthalpy is on y-axis. Now let us draw the graph for second preed element. Right, so here lithium has lowest atomic number, of course, so therefore less atomic number lithium, and its ionization enthalpy somewhere less, no, here somewhere here, right, lithium. Next next is boron. Boron atomic number is more, okay, boron is more, somewhere here boron, okay, it is lithium, it is boron, right. But beryllium atomic number is less. It means atomic number of beryllium in between lithium and boron. Atomic number of beryllium in between where? In between lithium and boron. Therefore, middle comes somewhere here. It is beryllium is more, right. I'll take boron somewhere here. Lithium, okay. Next is boron. No, boron is take. It is atomic number, okay, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Okay, take like this, it's better. Lithium is here, no, right, lithium is here, fine. Next beryllium, no, beryllium, you see, next boron, lithium, next is boron. Boron somewhere here, it's more than lithium, right, boron is more than lithium, but beryllium still more than boron. It means somewhere here it is lithium, this is a boron, it is a beryllium, fine. Next boron. Next carbon. Carbon more than beryllium, it is somewhere here, more than this means I will take here carbon. Next nitrogen more, okay, nitrogen. Next oxygen more, next fluorine is more, next neon is more. So once again, one small change. Okay, the carbon, after carbon is, after carbon oxygen, no, after carbon is oxygen somewhere here, okay, oxygen. But after oxygen nitrogen is more, it means nitrogen is somewhere here, it is more, like this. Nitrogen, take like this, this is oxygen, take like this, okay, oxygen. Next, last one is fluorine. Fluorine is more, it is fluorine. Next, neon comes, no, if you want to take neon, still you can take neon is like this, right. So this is the graph, okay. I repeat once again, listen carefully, students, don't confuse. I have taken this order to draw the graph, okay. On x-axis, no, I have taken lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. I will draw once again rough diagram here. I hope you can understand easily. It is a lithium, it is beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon you can take. Here is IE1, okay. You see, first lithium has least IE, okay, atomic number lithium, no, least somewhere here is least, it is lithium, okay. Next is boron, here boron IE more than this, idakana ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, okay. I will take little more, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. This is a boron, it is lithium. Next, beryllium boron kan ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, beryllium more than boron, it means take here boron, connect ಮಾಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Next, beryllium ಆಯ್ತಾ, sorry, this is beryllium, okay. Then carbon is more than beryllium, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಮ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗೊಬರ್ರಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್. ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್. ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್. ಹೀಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೇಮ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೆಟ್. ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಕನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಇದಕ್ಕನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹೈಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ರಿಮೂವ್ ದಿಸ್, erase this, same graph, you'll get same graph. So this is how you can draw the graph related to ionization enthalpies. Right, second factor is nuclear charge. So first factor atomic size over, second factor nuclear charge. So how does ionization enthalpy varies on nuclear charge? So before that you need to understand what is the relation between atomic size and nuclear charge. So atomic size and nuclear charge both are related directly. So it means atomic size is directly proportional to, atomic size inversely proportional to nuclear charge. I'll tell you how. Nuclear charge, not directly proportional, inversely proportional. How does this nuclear charge is inversely proportional to atomic size? So it's very simple. Nuclear charge is nothing but positive charge. Nucleus having positive charge, right? Nucleus is a positive charge body. So therefore, for example, take A plus 2, A plus 3, A plus 4. Then among A plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, whose nuclear charge is more? Obviously, as positive charge increases, nuclear charge increases. Nucleus charge is nothing but positive charge. So plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, this plus 4 has highest nuclear charge. Therefore, when plus charge increases, its nucleus force of attraction is increases, that is we called effective nuclear charge. When effective nuclear charge increases, then what happen? When effective nuclear charge of nucleus increases, this nucleus strongly hold the electron towards its side. It strongly hold the electron towards its side. So therefore, these electron comes closer, then atomic size is decreases. It means when nuclear charge increases, when the nuclear charge increases, obviously effective nuclear charge increases, thereby which attract electron forcefully, strongly towards its side. So therefore, its atomic size is decreases. So therefore, the relation is atomic size is inversely proportional to nuclear charge. That is we know. But we also know that ionization enthalpy also inversely proportional to atomic size. It means when atomic size is increases, I is decreases. This is just now we have studied. So therefore, ionization enthalpy is inversely proportional to atomic size. Atomic size inversely proportional to nuclear charge. So therefore, what is the relation between ionization enthalpy and nuclear charge, which is directly proportional? Ionization enthalpy is directly proportional to nuclear charge. Nuclear charge. How this is? How this is directly proportional? You can take here only. Take A plus 1, A plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Then the removal of electron A plus little easy. The removal of electron from A plus 2 is difficult. A plus is still it is more difficult. A plus 4 it is more and more difficult because its nuclear charge increases. Right? When the nuclear charge increases, what happen? This nucleus strongly hold the outermost electron. When it strongly holds the outermost electron, the removal of electron from outermost orbit become very difficult. So therefore ionization enthalpy is increases. So therefore when nuclear charge increases, when the nuclear charge increases, its holding, holding power or holding, its nature is increases. When electron holding nature of nucleus increases, then the removal of electron become difficult. So therefore IE is directly proportional to nuclear charge. So therefore, now come on, tell me, since ionization enthalpy is directly proportional to nuclear charge, let us take example. What is the order of ionization enthalpy? Take A plus 2, A plus 3, A plus 4. Here nuclear charge increasing, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. When the nuclear charge increases, the removal of electron become difficult. So therefore its ionization enthalpy increases. Right, come on, tell me, let us take one example, isoelectronic species. In isoelectronic species, as positive charge increases, come on, tell me, as positive charge increases, size is decreases. This is we have studied, size is decreases. Therefore ionization enthalpy is increases. Okay, for example, take sodium plus magnesium plus 2, sodium, magnesium, aluminum plus 3. So 3 are isoelectronic species. They are having same number of electron. In isoelectronic species, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, their nuclear charge is increasing. When the nuclear charge increases, what happen? Ionization enthalpy, it must be increases. So this is how ionization enthalpy is directly proportional to nuclear charge. It is second factor. Next is third factor. Third factor is screening effect. Screening effect over or shielding effect. Screening effect or shielding effect. So here also, what is screening effect, shielding effect? We study in atomic structure topic, but here remember, screening effect is directly proportional to atomic size. When screening effect is increases, atomic size is increases. This is a basic relation. Then, but we know that atomic size is inversely proportional to ionization enthalpy, IE. So therefore, now screening effect directly proportional to atomic size, but atomic size inversely proportional to ionization enthalpy. So therefore, come on, tell me, when screening effect increases, atomic size increases. When atomic size increases, IE is decreases. It means screening effect is inversely proportional to ionization enthalpy. Important. So when screening effect increases, ionization enthalpy is decreases. Then what is the order of screening effect of orbital? Order of screening effect of orbitals, where s orbital screening effect is more, then p, then d, then f. It is the order of screening effect of orbital, different orbital, s, p, d, f. So simple meaning, the meaning of screening effect is the here for example take outermost electron. It is a nucleus, first orbit, second orbit, third orbit. It is a fourth orbit. Screening effect is, its name itself giving meaning. Screening means screen. They screen the electrons. So the meaning of screening effect is, for example, here outermost electrons are there, like 1, 2 electrons are there, outermost electron. Okay, these outermost electrons can screened by, can be protected by inner electron. There are some electron here inner. That is if it is a 4, it is a 3. It means the electron present in the third shell. The electron present in the third shell can make one screen, can make one wall, and they protect outermost electron from the nucleus force of attraction. It means due to this inner electron, so these outermost electron experience less attraction by nucleus. It means nucleus cannot hold very strongly outermost electron because there are some inner electron. These inner electron make one wall. When they make one wall, what happens? So these electrons move away from the nucleus. That means size is increases. It means here more screening effect, more size, like that. So we have atomic structure in detail. Don't worry, we will study in detail later. But time being, remember, screening effect is directly proportional to atomic size, and atomic size inversely proportional to IE. Therefore, this is the order. The next is fourth factor is penetrating power. Penetrating power of orbitals. Penetrating power of orbital. So what is the penetrating power of orbital? Here penetrating nothing but, if you take any atom, its nucleus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the number of orbits, it is an atom. In a given atom, first s orbital is very close to the nucleus. Obviously, s orbital is very close to the nucleus. Then next is p, next is d, next is f. So therefore s orbital very easily penetrate into atom, very close to nucleus. Therefore s orbital is very close to nucleus. The removal of electron become difficult. So therefore, why difficult? If the electron present very close to the nucleus, if any electron present very close to the nucleus, the removal of electron become very difficult. Obviously, this nucleus strongly hold this electron. When this nucleus strongly hold the electron, so it is very difficult to remove the electron. Therefore, therefore what happened? More penetrating effect, and more ionization enthalpy, more energy required. So therefore, penetrating power PP is directly proportional to ionization enthalpy. It means the orbital which can penetrate easily, electron removal become difficult, and of course ionization enthalpy is more. So therefore, PP is directly proportional to ionization enthalpy, right? So therefore, what is the order of penetrating power? Order: s orbital is easily penetrated because s orbital very close to nucleus, then p orbital, then d orbital, then f orbital. So therefore, this is the order of penetrating power: s, p, d, f. Now this is the order of penetrating power. What is the order of ionization enthalpy? Same order. This is the even order of ionization enthalpy also. S is more, then P, then D, then F. Then last factor is half filled and completely filled orbitals. This is already we have studied. So fifth factor is half filled and completely filled orbitals. Half filled and completely filled orbitals. So we know that half filled and completely filled orbitals are usually more stable, right? Half filled and completely filled orbitals are more stable. Therefore, since they are more stable, it is very difficult to remove the electron from outermost orbit. It means they will be having more ionization enthalpy. So therefore, half filled and completely, take down, half filled and completely filled orbitals are more stable right. So half filled and completely filled orbitals are more stable and they have more ionization enthalpies. So example we have studied beryllium. Beryllium is more than boron and nitrogen is more than oxygen. So these two are exceptional cases. So beryllium has more ionization enthalpy compared to boron because beryllium electronic configuration is 1s2 2s2. Boron electronic configuration is, it is 1s2 2s2 2p1, right. So therefore here beryllium has stable electronic configuration, that is completely filled electronic configuration 2s2, whereas boron has 2p1. 2p1 is not a completely filled, it is not a half filled also. So therefore, since beryllium has completely filled s orbital which is more stable and its ionization enthalpy is more. Similarly, nitrogen. Nitrogen ionization enthalpy is more than oxygen because its electronic configuration 1s2 2s2 2p, nitrogen 2p3. So therefore, nitrogen has half filled p orbital 2p3. It is half filled p orbital, whereas oxygen has 1s2 2s2 2p4. So 2p4 is not a half filled, is not a completely filled. So therefore, nitrogen has half filled p orbital which is most stable. So therefore, half filled and completely filled orbitals are having more atoms having more stable and their ionization enthalpy become more. So this is also we have studied. So these are the factors affecting on ionization enthalpies.